Pictures here from Chicago, where hundreds gathered to celebrate the official opening of the Obama Presidential Center in the city. Former Presidents Joe Biden, George W. Bush, and Bill Clinton were there to celebrate the 44th U.S. president. And former President Obama used his special moment to urge Americans to fight for democracy. CNN's Jason Carroll reports.
And our 44th President of the United States.
He rose to political prominence on a message of hope, and today a reminder from former President Barack Obama of what can happen if that message is lost.
When we lose faith in each other, when we stop believing that voting matters, that citizenship matters, that our collective voices matter, that how we treat each other no longer matters, and we give away our power to decide our own futures.
The speech delivered at the dedication ceremony of the Obama Presidential Center, a 19-acre campus on Chicago's South Side, a project a decade in the making with a price tag of $850 million. Beyond the replica Oval Office and the former First Lady's dresses, the sprawling campus includes a museum, garden, basketball court, and a new branch of the Chicago Public Library. It's located in the same neighborhood where Obama got his political start and met the woman who became his wife.
I'm going to take a little time to do something that I know my husband will not do today, and that is to fully sing his praises. Barack, you got to look at me.
The exhibits in the center are not meant to evoke nostalgia for some gauzy bygone era, some unattainable past that we can dream about and say, oh, we miss you, Barack. They're meant to remind us of who we can be.
You've proven that a lasting legacy isn't an award or a name on a building or a number of zeros in a bank account, but the difference we make in one another's lives.
In attendance, all the living U.S. presidents except one. President Donald Trump was not invited to the ceremony. Obama never mentioned his successor by name, but his message at times was clear.
There will be no kings or lords, no serfs or subjects, but only citizens.
A number of world leaders, lawmakers, and celebrities were on hand to hear not just speeches, but also a star-studded lineup of musical guests.
In a land of hope and dreams.
Those without tickets to the formal dedication ceremony gathered at a park across the street.
It's so exciting. You know, this feels like the 2008 election night because I was here in Chicago and just the vibe, the excitement. And I feel like people have hope.
And while the music got some on their feet, it was the words of the former president that really moved many of them, including these two who drove up from Florida for the ceremony.
We drove
from Daytona?
Yeah, Daytona Beach, Florida. We was not going to miss this for the world. I was here when he got nominated for president.
Okay.
And so I knew that I had to be here for this historic moment.
So a lot of emotional moments during today's ceremony, but that message of hope, that message was still here as well. And in fact, the center had handed out fans to some of those in attendance, and a message on that fan read, "A home for hope."
So please indulge me for a moment, because I'm going to take a little time to do something that I know my husband will not do today, and that is to fully sing his praises. Barack, you got to look at me. 8 years in the crucible, and not once did you melt from the heat. Not once did you let it harden you. Instead, you used it to reveal your truest essence, your stubborn optimism and unflinching courage, your dazzling brilliance and unpretentious decency, your ferocious work ethic, and absolutely unshakable moral fiber. And to do it all as a first, and the higher standard that comes with all that, the claims that a U.S. senator and constitutional law expert wasn't qualified for the job, the lies about your birthright, your faith, your patriotism, the outrage when you stated the biological fact that if you'd had a son, that he too would be black. Yet, you were unflappable at every turn, always focused, always calm, always looking at the long view.
Michelle and I, our wedding reception was over at South Shore Cultural Center. You could walk from here. Our daughters were born right down the street. This is where we bought our first home. This is where our kids took their first steps. This is where I launched my candidacy for the Illinois State Senate over at the Ramada Inn on Lakeshore Drive, serving pretzels and soda, embarking on the path that ultimately and improbably led to this day. So, for me, this center could not be anyplace else. It's an expression of thanks, an acknowledgement that so much of what I hold most dear, I owe to the people of this city and the people of these surrounding neighborhoods. And it's why we designed the center not to be some lifeless mausoleum. I am too young for that. Not just a place to see Michelle's dresses, although I understand that will be the top attraction. We wanted it to be a vibrant, living celebration of community, where we can learn together and share the joys of art and music and sport and play. Because it's in those moments that we're reminded of our common humanity.
大家好，我是主播周玉琴。很多的朋友告诉我们，选择原版的太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌，它添加有羽衣甘蓝，健康再加分。而有睡眠困扰的朋友们，赶快选择蓝色包装这一款晚安加强版，绝对是更有感。每日克菲尔，时刻美好 ，Good Feel Good。请上快点购为健康下单，而且要记得输入推荐代码，有额外的折扣优惠。太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌基础版、晚安加强版新包装改版，内容不变，抽取更方便。要吃就吃最好的。